negative.
Right. So we know the positive effects of the economy on individuals is a lot less long-lasting than for corporations. So looking at that, Dan, I wanted to ask you, looking at the numbers, we see the overhaul is not really satisfying most Americans. What can be done at this point, very last minute, in the last few weeks, in terms of those tax deductions?
Well, the first thing is you should accelerate any of your medical expenses into this year, because there is going to be a change and less of your medical expenses may be allowed for 2019. So you want to try to get that in this year. Another thing you want to try to get in this year is your divorce. And the reason that you want to do that is because starting in 2019, alimony payments are no longer going to be deductible. So depending on which side of the divorce you're on and what's happening there, you may want to get that divorce done in the next few weeks or wait until next year. And of course, the other thing is you always want to maximize payments into your IRAs as well as your 401ks. That's an easy one, compound interest. Put as much away as early as you can for retirement.
Yeah, my mom is a family lawyer, and business has ticked up as we get close to
Right.
the end of the divorce season. But let me ask you this. 64% of Americans, I think, Jeannie, you pointed out, didn't see an increase in their incomes after tax reform. So for those 64%, will most of us see a bigger refund when we file in 2019?
Well, you know, Adam, that may be a little bit deceiving in that poll, and I'll tell you why. Is in order for you to be able to have seen an uptick in your take-home pay, you would have had to adjust your withholdings. That means you would have had to do a calculation or speak to your accountant. I'm not sure everybody took that initiative to do that. So therefore, your paycheck would have stayed the same, and therefore you come to the conclusion to say, well, it hasn't made any impact. With that said, the real test is going to be what happens when you file your tax return in April. And that's really going to be the story as to knowing as an individual whether you did better or worse with the new tax plan.
So, Dan, we were talking a little bit backstage about the number of people who actually probably didn't adjust any of their withholdings when the new W-4 form came out. What is too late at this point to even try to do?
Well, at this point for 2018, adjusting your withholding isn't going to do much good. However, once you get into 2019 and you can see how the new tax plan has affected you individually, you're going to be able to make that adjustment to the penny if you want to in 2019. Now, let me also say this. There are going to be a lot of upset taxpayers in this area like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, because as we know, the SALT deduction is limited, state and local taxes is limited to $10,000. Right. That is going to have a significant impact of people in the tri-state area. And I would say that maybe a lot of people are going to be packing their bags for greener pastures.
All right.
As in dollars.
Or as in Florida, as they say on
Right.
Long Island. All right. Dan Geltrude, thank you very much for joining us, the founder of Geltrude & Company.
Thank you.